All right, so this is our fourth interview, everybody. So who am I here with?
My name is Dan Sims.
Dan Sims.
Yep.
All right, Dan. So you're a father, right?
Yes, I am.
How many kids
Praise
you got,
God.
man? How many kids you got?
Well, I have three biological children.
All right.
One in
all right.
heaven.
All right.
I have another child who I've been in contact with since she was a freshman in high school, and she's 39 now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow,
and
wow,
then of
wow.
course I got 21,000 as a superintendent. So I
Absolutely.
consider all my children, but
All
my
your
biologicals,
kids. Right.
those are the main ones.
Those are the main ones.
Yeah.
All right, all right. So, Dan, we're talking right now, man. We're getting into a space where I want to highlight fathers, man. Just and real fathers. What we doing on a day-to-day basis, that kind of thing. What, just as a precursor, what is your perspective on fatherhood right now? Just fatherhood in general. What is your perspective on fatherhood right now?
So fatherhood to me is such a critical part of the fabric of the family system. You know, fathers, we're protectors, we're advisors, we're the ones we're the voice of reason. We are that comfort level that we feel, or I feel, that children should have in order to come to a man in their life who's always going to be there,
Right.
like no matter what.
Right.
And in that vein, you know, I feel that, you know, fatherhood is something, and while it's lacking, I think it's the answer. I don't want to talk so negatively, but it is really the answer to all of the problems that we're experiencing right now.
Yeah.
Because it's a critical piece of the puzzle of what happens in the life of children. So I take it seriously. It's been a blessing to be a father all these years, and there have been different phases.
Right.
So it's also a phase. It's a phased experience based on where your children are, how old they are, what they're going through.
That's
and
true.
that phased experience has to be taken seriously.
You're ever evolving as a father. Right?
Absolutely so.
So on that note, man, have you ever felt yourself in a space where you had to apologize to your kids for anything when it comes to just knowing that you're growing as well as them teaching them growing? Have you felt your space in time and space?
Actually, yes. I know there have been times where I felt like I just approached something the wrong way. I was too harsh.
Wow.
I didn't listen, and I acknowledge those things.
That's real.
And even in that, it's given me the opportunity to talk about my own mistakes.
Wow.
Because my children, they'll tell you, they've called me Jesus, they call me Superman, and my daughter, even to this day, she'll tell you there's nothing my father doesn't know.
Wow.
So that has allowed me to kind of expose my vulnerabilities and the fact that I'm a human being. I'm gonna run through a brick wall. I'll die for you.
Right.
I'll take all the bullets.
Yeah.
But I'm human at the same time.
That's real, man. That's real. So when you're talking about, you know, opening up and being that vulnerable space with your kids, is there non-negotiables that you have in the house where it's like, hey, these are the things that, listen, I'm not perfect, nobody's perfect, but these are the things, especially as a father, like we have to set some kind of boundary, we have to set some kind of standard. What's that non-negotiable that you have when they were growing up, and even now when you're talking to them and things of that nature, man? What was
one was of course, as they were growing up,
you
know, Sunday morning, we at church, bro.
We locked in.
Get up, get dressed, let's go.
Let's go.
Period.
Right.
Another, and especially on the side of my sons, try to get him to become a man. Like, respect your mama, man. Like, that's mama. I know you get mad at her, but that's mom all day long. Another's just been to, like, let's seize that family time. And it's kind of been one of those things. Anytime we're together, I'm intentional about making it, especially now because they're spread and we have limited time together, and it's so important to have that time together.
That's it.
And that's been a non-negotiable for us, that especially during the younger years, man, we always spent that time together. We took the vacations, we were at the at each other's events, all those things. And I know you said the house, but I think the house is any time where things are going on. And the big non-negotiable is just being there for each other, and especially us as parents being there for our children. Like being in the stands, being at the school, being involved, knowing what's going on, all of that.
Oh man, knowing what's going on is, I know that's one of the most crucial things. You said you got so many kids now.
Yeah.
So what would you say is, let's say, one thing that your kids, boys and girls, right, that we would need to know, or we should impart to our kids before they're 18, before what the world would deem as an adult? What is that one or two things that you think they would need to know?
Before. So I would say one, you got to know God for yourself.
Yeah.
You know, we, of course, I did all the driving and pushing and cooking breakfast and getting them out of the house. But at the end of the day, you got to know God for yourself. Number two, you got to know where your help comes from. Now, of course, we know help comes from the Lord, but you got to know that your parents are not your enemy.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. There'll be times I'm telling you stuff, you're not going to like me, you're not going to like it, but I'm not your enemy. And it's so important to know that, because as you go out into the world, there are going to be some things you see and experience that you haven't seen and experienced that I have.
Right.
And on that, number three, they got to know that an adult, and especially a parent's advice, is not designed to hurt you.
Yeah.
And while we might not be the same age, we've gone through some stuff, and I think God's empowered us to be in a space to help them out. Another thing that I just know my kids need to know, and I hope they embrace this: you can always come home. Yeah,
that's a safety net.
And I say that to say,
I love that.
There's nothing that a child is going to go through, my children, that they cannot rebound from through the support they get from us, through the faith in God that we tried to instill in them, and through a house that's always going to be there for them.
Wow.
Now, I would prefer they go out there and don't come back to the house. But if you have to.
If you have to.
I'm not going to let my children fail in that space.
And that's the responsibility. That's the whole responsibility.
Yep. And then there's the whole idea of just being responsible. Like, before they leave, they need to know what it feels and looks like to be responsible for yourself.
Absolutely.
And really responsible for others, because we ultimately going to be in that space. Like, I'm in that space, I'm responsible for others. They're on my shoulders. Yeah. And all of them going to have that same exact
So you want them to really get that experience, really know what responsibility is.
That's it.
Along the lines, last question for you, man. What is the one sentence or phrase that you would want to leave with your kids? Like, just something that, God forbid something happened to you and you wanted them to leave, you want to leave a lasting impression of them. What is that one thing you want them to know?
Ooh-wee. The first thing that comes to mind is you have exactly what it takes to be whatever God has ordained you to be.
Wow.
And you just got to line up on that and not get distracted by that.
You got what it takes. Wow. That's phenomenal. Man, Dan, I appreciate you.
Yeah,
man.
No doubt, brother.
Always love, man.
Amen.
And listen, this is the fourth installment, and we're gonna keep it going with our fathers. I appreciate y'all. See y'all on the next one.